welcome back to my YouTube channel, Unicorns and Typewriters. My name is Skylar and I'm back today with another exciting booktube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a book haul that I've been so excited to share with you all since I picked up these awesome books this past week. I really wanted to share them with you because I found such exciting, great deals at my favorite used bookstore, and I still feel so thrilled with my own luck. So I thought I would share with you all. Let's get started. So the first book that I immediately snagged when I saw it sitting on the shelf was A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmer. So I have heard really good things about this book. I've seen a lot of people posting about it on Instagram. I believe it is part of a series, although let me know if I'm wrong down in the comments about that. Also, let me know down in the comments if you've read this one and enjoyed it. I feel like with any book that's been blown up on social media, there are always a lot of mixed feelings on it, but overall it seems to have pretty positive reviews, and I love the cover, and the title is just so pretty and cool and dark and interesting. And it does have a quote on the front from Stephanie Garber, who is a really big fantasy writer. And the quote says, "It's an intensely original retelling of Beauty and the Beast," which is definitely interesting to me. I've never read a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I think it sounds pretty cool. The back says, "When a kingdom is cursed, love must bloom in the darkest of places." So I think it sounds really exciting, and when I saw it on the shelf for like half price of what a normal hardcover is used, I couldn't resist it. So I'm really excited to have this and hopefully get to read it really soon. These next two I picked up together. I saw them on the shelf and I thought they were new copies, so I was just kind of double checking. They were in a part of the store that usually is new copies. It's kind of like the new releases or books that people are really excited about. I always look for these when I do actually go to the bookstore because I've been really wanting to pick up copies for a long time because I want to read the books before I watch the Netflix series. And when I saw that they were actually used, marked down books and not brand new full price, I immediately scooped them up. I am so excited about these guys. I picked up both books in the duology for Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. They're hardbacks. They're also first editions, which is really cool. I feel like the bookstore tripped up a little bit and would have normally marked these up higher if they realized they were first editions. They also have spray painted edges. Six of Crows is black and Crooked Kingdom is red. I don't think these are super rare, but I got them for like a fraction of what their full price is. I think right now if you get hardbacks, you get the like special edition hardbacks. I don't think they're really producing these original hardbacks anymore. Like I said, I don't think they're super rare, but they're so pretty. I love the painted edges. And as someone who's been wanting to pick these up and really wanted them in hardback, just because I think the hard copies are so pretty, I'm just so completely pumped that I found them, and I found them for like a fraction of the price. When I was even checking out at the bookstore, the woman who was working there was like, "Oh, those are really nice copies." And I was like, yes, I'm so glad I found them. But yeah, I'm like amazed. They look brand new. Like they're in amazing shape. Like honestly, it doesn't even really look like someone read them. They were a little dusty when I picked them up, and I've kind of dusted them off. I think I need to dust them a little more. I just didn't want to damage the sprayed edges, but I'm pretty sure they were just sitting on someone's shelves and they finally just decided they were never going to read them because yeah, they just look like they're in amazing shape otherwise. But I am so excited to have these. I do need to get some of Leigh Bardugo's other books, and I want to read these really soon because I feel like I'm really missing out on the Netflix series, but I really didn't want to watch it until I've read all the books, which I know is 5 books because it's these 2 and then the other series that has 3 books in it. But I'm just determined to do it because, I don't know, a series like this, I feel like I have to read the books first. I know that this series is really well loved. I have some random merch and bookish items from Crate boxes because of how popular this series is, so I'm really excited to finally have these 2 books, and now I just have to get the other 3. I actually had them on my list for asking for them for the holidays, but some other things came up that I needed more, so I will have to splurge on them since I was able to get these 2 for such a great deal. I figure now it gives me kind of permission to go ahead and buy the other 3. These made me so happy. I was so thrilled. I could hardly believe it that they were on the shelf used in such great condition, first editions. I feel so cool. Let me know down in the comments below if you think I should feel as cool as I do. So I believe it was a couple book hauls ago that I listed this book. I got this book either in my last book haul or the haul before that, which is Compulsion, which is by Martina Boone, and it's part of the Heirs of Watson Island series. And I picked this up. It fascinated me because it sounded in some ways similar to the Beautiful Creatures series, and I really enjoyed that series when I was younger, and I just thought it might be fun to get wrapped up in a series similar to that. So I had picked up this one. It was a really good price, but they didn't have the second book. They only had the 3rd book in the series. They had the 1st and the 3rd, and I practiced self-control and I decided I would not buy the 3rd book because there wasn't the 2nd book, and I wanted to just read the 1st one, see how I felt, and then I would come back and see if the 3rd one was there, if I really loved the 1st one and knew I wanted to go on to read the 2nd one. So I held off. I have not gotten to read this yet, but I could not resist because I was looking at the bookstore, the used bookstore, and they actually had these 2 books on a shelf, like one of those moving shelves. They were still stocking the books onto the regular shelves, so they must have just come in recently, and I just couldn't resist. I got the next 2 books in the series, so I believe this completes the series. Persuasion is the 2nd book, and Illusion is the 3rd book. So they had the 2nd one and the 3rd one, and guys, these were like $4 each, so I really couldn't pass it up. It was just too good of a deal, and these are in like amazing condition. I think they're actually in nicer condition than the 1st book, and so I just couldn't resist them. I was like, they are so cheap, I have to pick them up. I'm sure I would get a similar price back if I don't enjoy the series and I bring it back to the used bookstore. So I'm not too worried. I figured I'd give it a try. I have the books now if I like it. They were so much cheaper than buying them online somewhere. So yeah, so I am really excited that I have this whole series now. So this next book that I found comes in right around the same level of excitement as finding the beautiful 1st edition hardcovers of Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. So I've been keeping an eye out for these books because I read them as audiobooks sometime. It was during like the height of the pandemic. I had gotten into listening to some audiobooks because I was working a really stressful job, and I could listen to the audiobooks during my like meal breaks. So I listened to this whole 3-book series during that time as audiobooks, and I really loved them so much that I knew I wanted to add them to my bookshelf at some point. But it's so hard to buy books that you've already read when there are so many other books that you want to buy. So I've made it a habit to keep an eye out for these at the used bookstore because I was hoping I would find them for a really good price and not feel guilty about picking them up even though I've already read them, or read them, by which I mean listened to them. That is the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. Many people know these because they are on Netflix. And you might be thinking, okay, this is the 2nd book in the series. Why are you so excited about it? It's just a basic hardcover. I do realize that, first of all, it was super cheap, which was really nice. Second of all, there were actually about 4 of these on the shelf. And I looked through each of them to try to figure out kind of which one was in the nicest shape. I wasn't looking at great detail, but I kind of flipped through them because this one was also marked $1 cheaper than the other ones, and I was like, what's wrong with this one? But the more I looked at it, the more it didn't seem anything was wrong, and then I looked at the price tag, and I could see that it just had come into the store probably about a month earlier than the other books, so they had just marked the other ones more expensive because they had come in more recently, and I guess they decided to up the price, but they didn't bother to go back and re-sticker this one. So I lucked out because I got a really good deal. I got cheaper, and on top of that, while I was just, making sure that it was in generally good shape and that I wasn't picking up one that actually had some kind of damage or something, I realized that it's signed, which I was so pumped about. I looked up online what Jenny Han's signature looks like, and I'm pretty sure this is a legit signature. It does look like her signature. So obviously it's not really like a special edition or anything. So I think maybe someone took this to a signing or something, got it signed, but I don't know for sure. However, I'm pretty sure it's a legitimate signed copy of P.S. I Still Love You, which is the second book in the series, and I am just so pumped. I got so excited because Jenny Han is obviously an amazing author. I obviously love this series, but on top of that, she's pretty famous now because this series became such a huge hit on Netflix. I feel really cool to have a signed book of hers, and I feel really cool that I found it for super cheap too, and that no one else noticed apparently except for me, because the used bookstore will usually mark things up when they are signed, but obviously they missed this one and I lucked out. So I was pretty excited about that. Yeah, I'm so pumped, and now I really can't wait to get the first and third book so I can have the whole series on my shelf. But for now, this was just a great deal I couldn't pass up, and obviously I couldn't pass up a signed book from Jenny Han either. So let me know down in the comments if you guys think this is super exciting too, and if you enjoyed this series as well, because I loved the Netflix movies. I did watch those after reading the whole series, or actually I think I watched the first movie first, and then I read the whole series and then watched the second and third movie after I had read the whole series. But I actually do feel like the books are better than the movies. The movies were so well done. I absolutely loved them. To be honest, I think they're an amazing adaptation. All the actors and actresses were so great, but I just found that the books had this special kind of heartfelt meaning to them, and these little details that were just so beautiful and poignant. So I highly recommend reading the books. If you haven't, let me know down in the comments if you have read the books or seen the movies. If you've only seen the movies, I do very much highly recommend picking up the books. So the last but not least book on my list for this amazing book haul is actually a sequel to an Outcrate book that I had gotten a couple months back, which is All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. So this is the Outcrate book. This is the first book in the series, and I have not gotten to read it yet, and I thought very hard. Outcrate did come out with an exclusive cover for the sequel, and I thought really hard about buying it, but ended up wanting other books more at the time and decided I would read the first one before purchasing the second book. But anyway, I was in the bookstore and I happened to see the sequel, which is All the Tides of Fate by Adeline Grace, and this is the regular edition. It's not the Outcrate edition, but I still think it is gorgeous. I didn't think the Outcrate edition was super different, actually. It only had a slight difference in the cover. So I did go ahead and get it because it was a really good price, and I thought for the price it is, why not complete my series? I don't know if this is an ongoing series or not, but I'm really happy to have the second book because I've heard good things about it, and I figured for a good price I might as well go for it. So this was a really exciting last find for me, and when I saw it I just couldn't resist it. I hope that you all enjoyed watching this book haul. I know I've been really excited to share it with you, and I think I found some amazing books this one very lucky shopping trip. Please like this video if you enjoyed watching. Comment down below and let me know what you think of these books and which ones you think I should read first. And please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this, or if you want to see more travel content or more K-pop unboxing content, because I will be continuing to do it all. And I will be back with another new video soon. I hope you're all having a really great week. Bye!